Oh, I need you, Jesus. Oh, I want you, Jesus. Oh, I need you. Optimism is fundamental to our work. Humanity has enormous capacity to innovate and through, thinking through and finding ways of doing things. Our optimism should be that important to our institution, eradicating disease completely from our society, like malaria. That is why you have the Bill Gates Foundation. Bill Gates, the richest man in the world.
Dag meneer.
Ja, alles goed?
Jazeker. Wilt u wat bij ons bestellen?
Ja, ik kom zo. Hè?
U komt zo bij mij bestellen.
Yeah.
Is goed.
So that's why you have the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to eradicate diseases from our country. We don't have to be living with malaria or tuberculosis, killing millions of African children dying every day, every year from diseases. Our leaders have no right to do that. That's why Bill Gates Foundation now and Prince Mike Johnson Foundation working together for the eradication of every disease in Africa. Because disease have no right to be in our life. We need to eradicate diseases and make sure we are living a decent life where our environment will be clean and diseases will be completely eradicated from our society. The University of Global Health, Equity, our leadership and our institution in Africa since every African country have independence. So our liberty and our institution should have the largest innovation and modification in human history. Africa is the highest innovation and modification in human history. Governments making investment, working by investing in our young people, graduates, supposed to build the nation. We must work with our young people to build our country to us. Because we need to build our country. We should not be doing insurgency and terrorism. That terrorist is supposed to be killed, and any terrorist or group of terrorists found in the country is supposed to be killed. So that we can build a serious nation where the citizens will have a future. Like the African dream. Government making investment work by investing in our young people. Our young graduates must build the nation. We must emulate global reality. Life must be better for us. Governments making investment, working with UN agencies. United Nations have agencies we're supposed to work with. And with NGOs combating malaria, tuberculosis, AIDS, etc. Investing in health infrastructure. Because not disease, we will be living on disease. That's what Bill Gates has been saying for a long time. We don't expect Mr. Bill Gates to tell us how to live our life in Africa. We're supposed to know that we need clean life. We're supposed to know that we need to give our people education. We're supposed to know that we need to give our people good health. We don't need Bill Gates to tell us that, or Jeff Bezos. So that's why Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and Prince Mike Johnson Foundation, working hand in hand now into the mission innovation, into capacity and fortunate optimism. We are not thieves or killers. There are good people from Africa too that can make a difference. That's why I'm here in Europe, doing a campaign on my movie now, The Emperor of Africa, the Attorney General of Africa, and the Archbishop of Africa. Mission innovate, child health, and executive education. Investing billions in healthcare and education. Every part of our economy is a collective data point. Clean environment and sanitation in terms of people's health. We fail to fully comprehend missed opportunity and challenges. Developing our nation with human capital, with the boldest connection of generational consequences. We need to build our country with the human capital. We have the natural resources, we have the human resources. The human resources plus the natural resources make up the human capital. That's how they build China and Europe. Into transgenerational consequences. Family planning, offering women access to contraception. We don't sperm the family. You as a mechanic now having 8 children, or as a bricklayer having 20 children, we should not be doing that. There must be family planning. There must be family planning. So we must plan our family and make sure our family is planned. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Prince Mike Johnson Foundation, an initiative for family planning. Our society is supposed to be open our ideas into economic improvement. Our society is supposed to open our idea into economic improvement. Our society is supposed to open our idea into economic improvement. Our society is supposed to open our ideas into economic improvement, where female mortality rate will be controlled with contraceptives. Africa is not a dumping ground for toxic waste. We are not toxic waste. We are not wasted. Africa is not a funny caricature. Africa is not a caricature. Africa is not a wasted continent. Africa is the greatest place in the world. That is what I want our people to know now. That is why here I'm playing the role of the Emperor of Africa, the Attorney General of Africa, the Archbishop of Africa, Archbishop Prince Mike Johnson. Every initiative for family planning, our society is supposed to open ideas for economic improvement, connecting birth choice to education, good health care, and African dream future. Our educational status must be a determinant of our success into quantum physics. Our educational status is supposed to be the determinant of our success into quantum physics. A disease-free society. We must eradicate an epidemic and disease. Yes, we can do it. We must eradicate epidemics and diseases from our society. We are living with disease, and the government doesn't care. Connecting birth choice to education, good health care, and African dream future, where our people will have future in their own country, because our people cannot be dying in the Atlantic Ocean or in Sahara Desert coming to Europe. Africans die in Sahara Desert in Africa. What are you going to do in Libya? Libya is a dead zone. Don't go to Libya unless you want to die or lose your precious life. You cannot be going to Libya. We must give our people future in their own nation. A disease-free society. We must eradicate epidemic of chronic malnutrition. One of 3 African children is chronically malnourished. I repeat, 1 out of 3 African children, 1 out of 3 African child is chronically malnourished. That should not be happening. Children should not be malnourished. No food to eat, no water to drink. Yeah. We refuse to give our people food to eat or even water to drink. 1 out of 3 African children are chronically malnourished. 1 out of 3 African children are chronically malnourished, chronically unfed. Nigeria has the 4th worst maternal mortality rate in the world. Nigeria have the 4th worst, number 4, maternal mortality rate in the world, which makes Nigeria one of the most dangerous places to give birth. We have no right to do that as a government of a nation. Nigeria has the 4th worst maternal mortality rate in the world, making Nigeria one of the most dangerous places to give birth. More than half of Nigerian rural children could not read or write. The primary health care system is completely broken down. On the basics of per capita GDP, oil-rich Africa income status. Our income status is oil-rich capital with natural resources worth billions. What are we doing, huh? We have Iran. We must work together with our income per capita, our human resources to build up Africa. That is why I'm here to make a difference now. This is 2019, 2020. We are still creeping in dogs. Yes, we can do it. Yes, we can, not yes, I can. We can. That is what President Barack Obama said. If we work together. With income status, with meaningful measures of life expectancy. That is what the people need. With security, migration, immigration, and biometrics. Good healthcare, good education, economic opportunity. Heading for the future. We must face the facts and make progress. Value of our economies on equities, stakeholding, human capital, and build our nation into fortune, time. World today and new statesman. We are building a nation. Africa is the greatest place in the world. What are we doing? We have natural resources, natural from God, resources that has already solved all our problems. What are we doing? So we need to build up our nation and make sure that we keep our mouths shut and eyes open and build up a great country where we have future to live. Future, like the African dream. Like the African dream, you know? The African, yeah?
Als hij niet bij mij komt bestellen, dan is het ook niet de plek voor je om hier te filmen helaas.
Oké.
Vraag om even ergens anders te gaan, hè?
Ik ben bezig met mijn movie.
Ja, snap ik. Maar als hij niet bestelt, dan is het ook niet plek voor